I'm not quite sure how to resume Mario Maker in a short video, but I will say this. I don't care that I haven't played all of 2015's biggest hits. I can safely say that Super Mario Maker is my Game of the Year without a doubt. That might ruin the punchline for a future Game of the Year video, at least for my portion anyway, but I needed to start with Fireworks because I fear I might not give the game justice. It's simply a must-own if you were born in the 80s like me. Get yourself a Wii U and you'll waste countless hours like me creating masterpieces. That's the weird part. I never expected myself to enjoy making levels that much. I knew I would play the online levels, but I never expected to be addicted by the community aspects. What for me really makes this game tick is sharing it with close friends. Every time I show this game to someone new, he goes out and buys it. Being able to create levels and have your friends play them sounds simple, but it's incredibly addictive. You might try to make the hardest possible level only to see your buddy destroy it in a few tries. Or you might spend an eternity trying to master a world created by someone else. Every time you defeat a level, the game awards you with a red flag. That red flag is as precious as a platinum trophy for me, especially when you're able to complete a level no one else is. Let's go back to creating levels in the first place. The way the game sets you up is genius. With only a few items and 2 games to choose from, Mario Maker wants you to master the game before you move on. The goal is that, by the time you receive new items and more options, you'll have a pretty good idea how to use the previous ones. I find that it doesn't take too long, nor does the game reward you too soon with new objects placed in your levels. I don't want to go too in-depth into how creating levels work, but know that it is simple and intuitive to work with. If you check out the great Mario Maker Challenge series Jared is doing on this channel, you'll clearly see an evolution with the levels I created. At first they are all extremely simple, but the more you move up, the more you see my creative side. How good my levels are is completely debatable of course, but the point is that you're gonna have fun making them. Super Mario Maker lets you play in the universe of 4 different Mario games. Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. U. These games are more than just a palette swap, as they all feature and introduced something new. Mario 1 is the more primitive compared to the others, and usually, levels you find online in this universe will be harder. Mario 3 lets you grab and throw objects and gives you the ability to mimic Superman and fly. Mario World is to this day the only Mario game that lets you kick an object upwards, which might sound stupid but adds tons of gameplay elements. It also introduced Yoshi, which is also playable in the new Super Mario Bros. World. Speaking of that world, it lets you wall jump, which again gives you the ability to create totally different levels. Something I never realized before playing Mario Maker was that this game would open up new aspects of the originals. For example, there was no ghost house in Super Mario Bros. 1, heck there weren't even boos. Now you can have all of those and even throw in some of those fancy boots that were a blast in Super Mario Bros. 3. Each game can have something new never before seen in it with Super Mario Maker. If you want to upload a level, Nintendo forces you to beat that level. That way every level is beatable. Still, it doesn't mean that every level is fair. I personally found that even with my own levels, they're always a bit harder than intended because it's a lot easier to defeat your own levels when you know the solution from the get-go. However, be prepared to face some truly frustrating levels, as some users don't realize the difference between a challenging level and a poorly designed, frustrating one. That brings my biggest gripe with Super Mario Maker: the lack of checkpoints. The game really needs a checkpoint system a la Mario World. 1 per level is all I'm asking. Make it optional of course, but the option should be there. I might enjoy a level but choose not to replay it because I died 4 minutes in and don't feel like replaying it because of that. You shouldn't have to start from the beginning all the time, and creators should have the option of designing a level with a checkpoint in mind. With the current setup, designing a long stage is not recommended. I would also love more options for rating a level and leaving feedback. The way the game works is that the more people love your levels, the more levels you are able to upload. This is all logical and frankly rewards the players for making good levels. However, there should also be an option to rate levels from let's say 1 to 10, so we could have some kind of ladder to be able to find the game's best stage. As it is right now, the levels with the most stars are usually Not the best ones, but rather those created by popular YouTubers or internet celebrities. I'm getting quite tired of those autoplay levels. Also, leaving a comment shouldn't automatically give the user a star. Another neat option would be to let people create their own game world. It would be fun if I would be able to collect my stages in one simple world map and put them in a specific order. There are also still noticeable enemies and items missing from the game. I want that balloon from Super Mario World to make an appearance, as those were some of the best levels the SNES Classic had to offer. Finally, I wouldn't mind Super Mario Bros. 2 levels in the future. For those who are really not interested in the creator aspects of Mario Maker, there are some noteworthy options. 10 Mario Challenge is a feature in which you need to complete 8 stages created by Nintendo with a limit of 10 lives. There are a total of 64 levels, and beating them all unlocks a special reward. You can also play 100 Mario Challenge, which this time pits you against random created levels by the online community. This has 3 difficulty levels and is a hit and miss in my opinion. You can often have a blast playing through them, although I found that 2 out of 3 levels played are crap with the occasional gem thrown in. All current and future amiibos seem to be supported with Mario Maker. What this does is that it unlocks the amiibo's costume in the game and lets you play as that character in Super Mario Bros. 1. This is actually a lot more fun than it sounds, and it has proven to give some of the most creative levels out there. Some have even recreated some classic NES games to near perfection. While there are a few areas I wish Super Mario Maker would improve, it still remains one of the most fun I've had with the Wii U so far. If you grew up playing Super Mario Bros., give Mario Maker a shot. Odds are you won't be disappointed.